Hi, greetings everyone, and welcome to your online placenta encapsulation course. My name is Tracy. I am the founder of the National Black Doulas Association, and I'm here to guide you to the wonderful art of placenta encapsulation. Let me just say this, placenta encapsulation has been a great reward to not only do, but also to enhance the overall postpartum health for my clients and clients for years. I've encapsulated well over 500 placentas, and I've never not once had a mom come back and say, I can't stand that. It never worked for me. If anything, it has been the opposite. It has been, you've encapsulated before. Can you please do it again for me? I'm a firm believer in encapsulation because it really aids to the overall health of mom and her recovery, the stability of her hormones, milk production, sleep deprivation, all of the things. I always say your placenta is for you, by you. You know what you've put in your body for 40 weeks gestation. And this is your way of, allowing your clients to ingest their placenta to increase their overall postpartum success. So within this course, it is going to be some images and some a little bit of video tutorial, but you're going to see how I encapsulate a placenta. And you will have a PDF manual, so you'll always be able to refer back to step-by-step processing, safety and sanitation, and the importance of that. You will be able to learn proper dosage, and then also how to scale your business with encapsulation. What does that mean? It's how do you grow your business for encapsulation and being able to offer an additional service to your clients. I wanted to create this particular program because not everybody teaches encapsulation, or not everybody is able to do it from the comfort of their own home. So this allows you to, once you get a placenta, to really do it at your pace. Maybe you have a mom who doesn't want to encapsulate, but she's willing to donate so you can practice on a placenta. Or maybe you have a client who does, and you have this tutorial with you to kind of guide you step by step through the process. Another thing with working with me, you are able to schedule 1 to 2 video consults with me, 30-minute each, and I can guide you step by step as far as what it looks like, making sure you're doing it correctly. Sorry, my my computer just went black. Making sure you're doing it correctly. And then also, once you've encapsulated 3 placentas, you will receive a certification from the National Black Doulas Association. No, you don't have to be a member of the association to take advantage of this particular program. This particular program is open to all. I am a firm believer in making sure that we are offering quality services for postpartum moms, for moms in general, and also making sure that we are empowering other women to grow their business and to offer additional services within the structure of your practice. Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through just a couple of things, and you're going to see images and videos as I go along in the process. So I want you to always refer to your manual that comes along with this program, because it talks about the process of encapsulation, it talks about the benefits of encapsulation. I give you a list of supplies and where to get those supplies, like if it's Amazon or a particular hydrator that I use, you'll be able to have the link in right there. So you have that manual for that. Also, I give you the dosage, which is really important and I give you what to say to the client and making sure that, if they're having success in their postpartum, if they want to scale back, or if there has been some sort of emotional or mental or physical dive, and how they can resume taking their capsules on out. So you always have that PDF manual at your disposal. And if you have any questions first before reaching out to me, make sure that you visit the manual just to see if it's covered in there or not. And then also, I'm going to want a check-in process. We're going to have to establish a one-on-one check-in process because I need to see these placentas that you're encapsulating, making sure that the safety and sanitation is done correctly. It's so important with the safety and sanitation. I'm going to say this. You have to be very cognizant of your environment when you encapsulate. You have to make sure that you have on gloves when the placenta is in its raw form, and that you also make sure that when you encapsulate a placenta and when you're handling a placenta, that you process the placenta in order that it was delivered from the uterus. I'm going to repeat that. It's really important that you process the placenta in the order that it was delivered from the uterus. This way, we know that, we're processing it in enough time. You want to make sure that your turnover rate is within 48 hours once you've received once you receive the placenta. So, sorry about that, you guys. So you want to make sure that you are doing it justice, making sure the placenta is completely viable, and that you're processing it right away. We want to make sure that we put those nutrients back into the placenta. So you're going to see that I've added ginger and lemon into the steaming pot. You also can add jalapeno. These are discarded after the steaming process takes place, so it does not go over into the dehydrator with you. So it's really important, yet again, that you keep a sterile area, a sterile environment. Bleach is heavily your friend, making sure that you have gloves on to protect yourself, and that also you don't cross-contaminate your environment. So making sure that you have a space and dedicated list of supplies that you only utilize for encapsulation purposes, okay? And it's really important that you have a system in place that allows you to order your capsules or your mason jars or your bags that you deliver. Some people do placenta prints, or some do a love design with the umbilical cord if it's left on there for long enough. So you can kind of play with how your design is going to work initially, or how you're going to package it. But I'm giving you the basics as far as how to encapsulate a placenta. And this is going to be something that is going to be so easy. It's second nature, and it's not only going to be rewarding for you as the placenta encapsulator practitioner, but also for the clients and the women that you're going to service. It's going to be also really important that you add the information to your website so people know that you are the local encapsulator in your geographic region, and that you price yourself competitively to the other encapsulators in the area. So I'm going to give you a quick example. So for Oakland, I'm from Oakland, California, and in Oakland, I charge $275 for doula clients for their placenta to be encapsulated, and for non-doula clients, I charge $300. Now, that's a third-party placenta. I do require in that particular case that they put down a 50% deposit, so $150, and then they go on our client list, because you still go on call for a placenta, you guys. You have to remember that. They go on your list as far as the clients due for that particular month. You have to make sure that you have your placenta clients listed, or your placenta services listed within the structure of your agreement, how to get in contact with you, what form of contact do you prefer, would you give your clients, making sure that they understand that they need an ice chest, something small, maybe a small lunchbox. So there's going to be a handling process that is also in the PDF manual that states, oh, sorry, you guys, I don't know why I keep going black, that states that you make sure that they understand how the process works when they go into labor. So in my particular case, it's like once they have reserved their placenta for encapsulation, when they go into labor, they send a text message to alert us. Then again, when placenta is packaged and ready for pickup, there is usually about a 2-hour window that we pick up the placenta. However, understand that maybe you're at another birth, or you're not able to get to them right away. The placenta is good for up to 24 hours on ice. Okay, so let them know you'll be there within a 2-hour window. However, if you're unable to make it, they can rest assured that you'll be there within a 24-hour period to pick it up. There are times that I get asked, like, well, what if the placenta is in the freezer and mom is like 3 weeks postpartum? Is it still safe to encapsulate? Yes, it's still safe to encapsulate. However, it's been frozen. So, usually moms, or it'll be frozen within a 24-hour window, but she is 3 weeks postpartum. So you can still encapsulate. It'll still be good, but you really want the moms to begin to ingest her placenta capsules starting at 48 hours postpartum. Another thing you guys really have to make sure of is that you do not encapsulate a placenta when there has been some form of infection during the course of delivery. Labor and delivery. Usually if they're delivering in a hospital setting, they will not release the placenta if there's been some form of infection. However, maybe it's a home birth or, maybe a birth center. So if there is a form of infection during the course of delivery, mom has ran a fever or something, I don't recommend encapsulating in that particular case. Another question that I get, well, can she encapsulate if there's meconium present? Absolutely, yes. Meconium is sterile. You can encapsulate. The one thing with meconium is that you have to make sure you put one cap full of white distilled vinegar within the steaming process. Okay, so if there's meconium stained on the placenta, make sure that you put 1 cap full of white distilled vinegar. Okay, and then finally, another question that we get is, can you encapsulate, and this one is pretty controversial, you guys, can you encapsulate if there's GBS? If mom is group beta strep positive, can you still encapsulate? I have encapsulated for moms who have been GBS positive and there's never been an adverse effect. However, if she is GBS positive and she runs an infection during the course of her delivery, I do not encapsulate for a mom with that. I know there is a big CDC uproar about a mom who encapsulated and she developed group beta strep in her postpartum period and it was through her breast milk. But understand, you guys, that is a 1 in a 1,000% chance. And we can never be 100% sure. However, the chances of that happening are really slim to almost none. So it's really important that you convey these messages to your placenta clients, that they thoroughly understand these are the circumstances in which you would not encapsulate. But oftentimes, 99.9% of the time, the placenta is beautiful and healthy. And if they're delivering in the hospital will go ahead and release it. Okay. So if you have any questions, here's my email address at the bottom. Please make sure that you email me. And I really want you guys, this is going to be a process. So there's no time frame, making sure that you guys understand the processing of the placenta, making sure that you have your proper list of supplies and your dosage, making sure that you add the information to your website that you are, one of the local encapsulators, and how people can secure your services. Okay. So I want to make sure that you guys are off to a great start. Once again, my name is Tracy, and I look forward to working with you in your encapsulation journey. You will encapsulate 3 placentas that I will need to kind of like sign off on. And then once I'm certain and confident that you are efficient in encapsulation, then you will receive a certification from me for that. Making sure that you understand that you have a dedicated area within your home. So most people encapsulate in their kitchen, unless like you have like a basement downstairs with a sink that you could utilize, but in their kitchen, but making sure that there's no cross-contamination happening. No dishes, no silverware, nothing, because trust and believe that you are going to experience some kind of spillover, and we don't want any cross-contamination or contamination. So it's really important that you maintain the sterilization. Also, with your equipment, so let's just say once you've processed your placenta and now it's time for you to sterilize your equipment, you sterilize in between each and every placenta. I'm going to repeat that. You sterilize your equipment in between each and every placenta. That is the utmost importance. Mine is a 2 sterilization step process. One is that I soak it in a hot sink full of hot water, soap, and bleach. Maybe like, I would say I'm pretty dense on the bleach, so maybe about 1/4 of a cup of bleach. I'm making sure that there's enough. Once I've cleaned and scrubbed the supplies, I then use a high heat system a dishwasher, and it goes through that sterilization process too. So I do a 2-step sterilization process to ensure that there's no cross-contamination happening. Once again, it's really important that you keep your hands and yourself covered during this process, making sure that you don't have anything under your nails, making sure that nothing is getting under your skin. It is extremely important because we are dealing with body parts. We're dealing with organs. And in that, we want to make sure that we are doing our due justice on our side to ensure the health and safety of not only yourself, but also your clients. Okay. Let me just double check, make sure I have everything with me. I think that's it. So I look forward to growing with you in this process, and please email me at any time with any questions concerning the process of a placenta. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to know when you get your first placenta client, because we're going to do a face-to-face video check-in, one-on-one, each of you guys. Okay, so welcome to the first online placenta encapsulation course. And please, if there is a question that I'm not answering that you have, feel free to reach out. I'm extremely responsive, and because I want to make sure that you guys are out there and you're doing amazing work, and you're servicing women, and you're doing a great job and growing your businesses. Okay, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this process and being the first. You guys are the first group to receive this information. Okay, I look forward to growing and working with you. Bye.